his sister Lola again at her first Holy Communion, and his work's becoming more mature. Now, some people look at his later work and they think he just couldn't paint properly, but he could easily have become a traditional artist if he wanted to, but he didn't. It's beautifully painted. And at this stage, he starts to exhibit occasionally. But to understand how Picasso's work develops, we sort of need to take a peep at what art had been doing before this point. Much of Western art until the late 19th century was narrative. It told a story, usually taken from a religion, myths and legends, historical events, etc. Like Michelangelo's creation of Adam from the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel here, it's telling a story. And the audiences were complicit. They knew all these stories, they understood it. And the paintings were full of symbolism. Viewers understood what the particular objects, they might have been flowers, animals, they knew what all these things meant. So this is San Sebastian here by Mantegna. And San Sebastian was a Roman soldier and he was put to death for becoming a Christian. The column represents his ascent to heaven. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a broken Roman statue, a foot, which represents Christianity's victory over Roman beliefs. And how you painted followed strict rules too. So for instance, only a smooth finish was appropriate for painting a god. If you used loose brushwork, you were being self-indulgent, vulgar even. It was a bit like being a priest, you were a vessel, it wasn't your own thoughts that counted. Then along came a chap called Edward Manet, a French painter, with Le Déjeuner sur l'herbe, the picnic on the grass. It was turned down for the 1863 Salon. The Salon was the grand official exhibition where everyone showed their work to the public, but it was chosen by a committee. Right, so you might work for months and months on a picture and the committee would turn it down, which they did with this one, but he did manage to show it elsewhere. And it looks fairly normal, some of you might know it. It shows two women, one naked and one almost naked, having a picnic with two fully clothed men in a forest or a park. But the problem was that they weren't depicted as idealised goddesses, but as real women. The one in the front there is staring at you so shamelessly. And in art, there's a difference between nude and naked. A nude carries elevated ideas. It's about bearing your soul in front of God, whereas naked is just someone with no clothes on. And there are other clues in there. Down the bottom, there's a frog, which represented the idea of a prostitute. The food is everyday food, it's not God's food. And there's a bird above them too, in the centre. Can you see up at the top there, it's a bird? I'm going to go back. This is another Zuberand. I've highlighted the bird at the top, and it normally represents the Holy Spirit.